of the things we're going to want to talk about tonight
Yeah.
is the skill set for camera acting and for stage acting. And some people swear it's different, and I've had actors say to me, it's no different. You do the acting, they do the photographing. So we'll want to touch on that.
Okay.
But did your background help you? Did you feel rooted? Did you feel you had skills to get jobs when you got here?
Well, I did to the extent that it did not. That's a very good question, because you also are combining early experience with youth.
Right.
In the sense that there were things that I knew that I didn't know that I knew. And a lot of the problem with being very young sometimes and having even some skills is that you're not confident enough to know how well you use them, or when to back off, or when not to go over the top. I think it did help me, because it helped me audition particularly. That's where I noticed it in helping to get jobs, is that because I knew how to prepare for an audition. And very important, because in the theater and all that theater work, you have to prepare an arc, or a 1, 2, or 3 act play, and a character that with a beginning, middle, and an end. So here you got maybe 5 pages, if you're lucky, of a scene to make an impression. So I found that extraordinarily helpful for auditions. Also, too, in school, at Goodman, remember we had, Jack Jones had an audition class, too, which was very valuable. And so that kind of preparation I was able to plug into. And what I found with a lot of young people that kind of had gone straight to film or to television, or had been discovered, or whatever, is that they did all their acting kind of from here up, and you maybe couldn't hear them, or they'd be in an audition, because an audition is almost like doing it on stage. Lots of times you would have an audition. I know when you would go before the network, even for a sitcom or whatever, and it'd be in a room very much like this, and all the network executives are sitting out there like you guys are, and you'd be up here on stage reading with either the casting director or another actor who maybe was already cast in the show, and they still do this when they test at times. And if they can't hear you, it's going to be hard. So even though maybe when you're doing it on film and not in front of an audience, the director may bring you down and say you don't have to project because we're not in a theater. That's where the theater training, I think, came in. I think that's where it comes in. It definitely, and they can tell. And I think there is still a great respect for that. Sometimes people are afraid of it, but I think there's a great respect for actors that are theater trained.